Well, good morning, my friend. Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Friday morning, end of the week. Looking forward to the weekend. Had a great day yesterday. Was able to go do some soul winning on yesterday. Ran across a young man, only been in our area for 4 months. And look, he said, I need to find a church. I said, how about this? I said, what about heaven? And he goes, no one's ever explained that to me. And so I explained to him how to get saved. He got saved and looking forward to hopefully him being in church Sunday morning. And always good to go soul winning. I want to challenge you this weekend that you go out, you find somebody and tell them how to get saved. There are people everywhere that would get saved if you would just get out there and tell them how to be saved. It's not salvation. Telling people how to get saved is not difficult. We make it too hard, and some try to make it difficult because they make salvation more difficult than what it is. It's really pretty simple. It's the afterwork that's really pretty difficult. So I want to encourage you this weekend, find somebody, tell them how to get saved. Most people want to get saved, and they will. It's just now the hard work afterwards. I'm raising that child from birth to the time they walk out the door to face life. That's the hard part. And so I'd encourage you to go out, find somebody, tell them how to get saved this weekend. I want to talk to you, though, today about making yourself invaluable. In Genesis 29 and verse 10, the scripture says, and it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near it and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Now, Jacob had several glaring weaknesses in his life, but he also had some traits that made him invaluable, and they caused him to excel in life. Now, the great thing about having character is that it often outshines the weaknesses you have in life so that you can excel in all that you do. With all the problems that Jacob has, deceit, lying, and stuff like that, his character trait to work hard and to be a helper outshined the weakness. Even though he had to deal with it, it was amazing how he was able to excel in all that he did because of his hard work ethic. Now, character is one of the great separators in life from those who do great things and those who meander in life and do nothing. Now, when you look at Jacob's life, there's several character traits he had that will cause anyone to be invaluable no matter what they do in life. I want to share these traits with you. First, he was industrious. In the verse I just read to you, nobody had to tell him how to help these ladies to roll the stone away from the well's mouth. He simply did it on his own. Now, no matter where Jacob went, he was industrious and he produced for those that he worked for. Now, nothing will separate you from the crowd like being a hardworking individual who produces. Many people stay busy throughout the day, but very few produce and accomplish something. There's a big difference. There are people that they're busy, but they never produce. They don't help. Get this now. You'll always guarantee yourself a job if you produce more than anyone else. The easiest way to guarantee job security is to be industrious and to produce more than anyone else. Second, he was a self-starter. Nobody had to tell Jacob to roll the stone away. He did it on his own. If you always have an excuse as to why you cannot do something, you will always stay where you are in the job and in life. Those who do without being told are those who rise in position. If the boss always has to tell you to do your job, you can be replaced by thousands of others who have to be told what to do. But you become invaluable if you do what you're supposed to do and go beyond what you're supposed to do without being told to do it. If the boss doesn't have to be concerned of a job being done because you're a self-starter, you make yourself invaluable to your boss, and you'll rise above everyone else. Third, Jacob was a thinker who resolved problems without having to be dependent on or without having to depend on others. Now, this may be one of the greatest ways to rise in position. When you continuously run to your boss and supervisor to ask about how to resolve problems, you'll always be replaceable by someone who can resolve problems. Only a person who thinks will learn how to resolve problems. You got to be a thinker, my friend. Become a problem solver instead of an excuse maker, because that will cause you to be the one who can lead others. A boss needs leaders who can resolve problems on their own so that he can give his energy to moving the organization forward and to new heights. That doesn't mean that this person doesn't get advice every once in a while. It just simply means they think for themselves. They learn how to think on their feet and how to resolve problems. Fourth, Jacob was dependable to the unpleasant without complaining. When you look at Jacob's life, he often did what others did not want to do. And probably that is probably what, and probably what he didn't want to do. He didn't want to always do the unpleasant. But can I tell you, if you bow out with excuses because you don't want to do something, you just have to be told, listen, by your leader what you can't be dependent on, then you relegate yourself to being expendable. That person who does the unpleasant without complaining because it's their job, the boss is going to want them because he doesn't, listen to me, no boss wants to have to put up with somebody who always complains and always gripes about everything. Listen to me, shut your mouth and do your job. No job is always pleasant. Every job has an unpleasant. But people gripe, well, I just don't want to do it. Hey, stop that. Good night. You want to be invaluable. You got to, in your place of employment or in your career, then you got to say, okay, when that unpleasantry comes, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to wait for anybody else to tell me to do it. I'm going to learn how to work my way through it. I'm going to do it without having to be told. I don't need somebody watching over me and putting their finger on me and say, get it done, get it done. No. No, be that person who always says, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to prove myself that I can work by myself, overcome problems by myself without depending on my boss. I'm telling you this, that person who produces and does things without having to be told is the person who can rise above everyone else, because you don't have to tell them what to do. They're comfortable doing things without always having to be lean on the boss. Doesn't mean that the boss doesn't enjoy being around them and they don't enjoy being around the boss. It's just that they can become that leader that can help whatever it is to go forward and do more. Well, my friend, I hope this helps you today. Now, let's remember this weekend, would you? Be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great weekend, my friend.